Welcome to Pop Palace.
Thank you. So happy to be
Yes,
here.
so we celebrate iconic women and queer people in pop music and culture. So,
Yes.
one thing we like to do is have our guests introduce themselves and tell us one of your earliest memories you have in music.
Oh wow. Okay. So hi, I'm Nova May. I'm from just outside of London. And the first thing that comes to mind when I think about my earliest memory in music is probably my mum brought me home like the Moulin Rouge
Mm-hmm.
tape, DVD, and at the end it has Lady Marmalade with Christina Aguilera, and that honestly just blew my socks off.
Mm-hmm.
Like her vocals in that song just it just gagged me so hard. So yeah, I've always carried that with me. And I feel like she is kind of maybe the first ultimate blonde pop diva that inspired
Yeah,
me. So yeah.
definitely. I feel like we all, or not all of us, but we have a lot of origin stories of like our moms giving us a CD as when we were little.
Yeah,
Mine was ABBA. My mom like gave me the ABBA greatest hits, and that's
really.
like what I remember listening to like before bed or like anytime when I was little.
Oh, that's so cute. What's your favorite ABBA song?
Oh, it just depends on the vibe, really. Be
Fair
like,
enough,
I
fair
don't
enough.
know, I
Different one
can't
for a
pick
different
one.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
real.
you've described your music as recession pop. What does that term
Yeah.
mean to you, and how does it shape the sound and stories you're telling?
Yeah, exactly. So, for me, like the recession pop era obviously was like at the peak of Gaga when she really like first came onto the scene and everything. And it kind of like embodies a lot of icons from back then that just really like inspire me
Hmm.
to this day. And for me, like I really wanted to incorporate that in my music just because I don't know, it kind of just reminded me of a happier time. I know obviously like we were going through a recession, it was tough times, but like out of it came this glorious
Hmm.
music. And with the way the world is going right now, it's very
Yeah.
scary and not very pleasant in a lot of ways. So I really wanted to kind of bring back that joyous
Hmm.
sound. Like partying, like just kind of not caring as much, surrealism, all these things that just personally brought me a lot of joy growing up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I love it. That's like
thank
the
you.
era that got me into music and pop
Really,
stardom. I look up to like pop idols because they're real people and they can like change your life even if you don't know them personally. Like the music is
yeah,
just like powerful. Yeah.
it really is. Yeah.
So with pop and ever evolving, do you feel pressure
Mhm.
to like fit into a certain norm, or do you not feel any pressure at all?
Hmm. So I'm quite a stubborn
Mm-hmm.
person. So actually, like these days, not really. I think when I was a bit younger, I definitely felt that I kind of, when I didn't really know my direction as
Mm-hmm.
well, I guess I had the mindset like, oh, why am I not doing this style of music because it's popping off right now? But as you grow, you kind of realize you're actually supposed to do the opposite because that is how you're going to pop off. I think if you just follow the crowd, it's just a little bit
Yep.
boring and I don't know, it's not going to stand out. So for me, I actually take a lot of pride in just staying in my own lane, doing whatever I want to do. And I don't know, I think people can kind of smell it from a mile off if you're not being
Mm-hmm.
authentic, or creating a sound that maybe you're just doing for the sake of it. So um yeah, I just think there's a lot to be said for doing what you want to do,
Yeah.
and not worrying about it.
Definitely. I love that so much, especially in pop. It's so important. I feel like you can get somewhere by being on unauthentic, but the longevity isn't the same and people can see right through it and the
Yeah.
impact is just not the same either.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, so Star Bounce has been gaining serious traction. Can you give us a little behind the scenes on creating and kind of what brought that around?
Yeah, exactly. So that song for me was definitely like the most pop song of the
Mm-hmm.
project. And we wanted to do something a little bit different because I don't tend to really have many real instruments in my songs. So starting with the acoustic guitar was something a little different for me, but actually I don't know, I used to do a lot more of that kind of stuff many, many years ago. So it was nice to bring it back. Um Creating that song actually started on Zoom. So me and my producer were in a room together. We normally do the songs and everything in Germany where he
Mm-hmm.
lives. And then we had a guy from LA called Gabe on Zoom. And I'm trying to remember what we wrote in that first session. I think we definitely had like the main chorus melody and lyrics and verse. I think we might have, yeah, me and Jules, my producer, we normally then go in just us two and dissect the song and swap out a lot of parts. So I feel like we might have swapped out pre. We also like didn't have the chorus double
Mm-hmm.
before, like now it's double, and like have the little star bounce bit in between. So yeah, it kind of started on Zoom, like I said, and then us two in a room, and then just change it and change it. And then I think initially it had such a boring title.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do a song about like having like red eye on a plane and all these things. And then it just like the word star bounce just kind of sort of randomly came about throughout the session. So we were like, oh, that's really cool. And just kind of roll with it. You know, it's about kind of jet setting in the stars, rock star lifestyle, fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I just really wanted to lean into that like complete opposite of what my life is normally
Yeah,
like, you know? So,
I
yeah.
love it. And I feel like you picked the perfect word for the name because Star Bounce is
Thank
like,
you.
I don't know, it's playful, but it's exciting and it's I feel like it just fits the vibe perfectly.
Just like bouncing on the stars,
Yeah,
you know,
just like
having fun and
floating
being a rock
around,
star.
going to different places. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that.
thank
So,
you.
when you're creating music or writing music, how is the
Yeah.
process? Is it linear where you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I have an album idea, I have a song idea, or is it I have some notes app and then this song kind of comes from here and comes from here, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Well, normally I'll start with the song
Mm-hmm.
title. Um, I kind of I kind of these days attach the meaning of the song once we have the
Okay.
title, and create a story around it and build from there. As I said, me and my producer, we work in Germany together because that's where he's from. That I mean, that's just how it's been for like the last sort of project and a
Mm-hmm.
half. Um, it's like in his grandma's basement, just like vibing it
I
out
love that.
in his little studio. It's so funny because it's like he lives in this like really quaint little
Uh-huh.
town in the countryside where it's just full of old ladies, just
Yeah.
like completely like super peaceful. And then we're just in the basement, like, yes, beats,
I
beats,
love
beats, you know?
that. That's so fun.
So it's quite funny because like we create these massive like party bangers in this like peaceful like
Little
mountainside
quaint
town.
town. That's so cute.
Yeah, and his grandma will come to him like, can you turn it down a little
Stop.
bit? Bless
That's
her.
so cute.
It's really cute, but I kind of love it because I think having that sort of setting just allows us to be the most free and most
Mm-hmm.
creative. Um, so yeah, and like I was saying for Star Bounce, and we did that for the whole project. We really just like wanted every single part of every single song to be just like in our eyes
Yeah.
perfect. So we were really ultra critical on every single part of every single song, and just like yeah, kept going back and back over things. Like for example, my song Polizei, which was my single before last, we literally wrote it over 3 different
Mm-hmm.
trips, and like whereas other songs we do it like in one trip, or it's always
Yeah.
different. But I love
Are you able to pick a favorite song that you've made
it.
or
Ooh,
on the
it's so
project?
hard. It's really hard. I don't know actually if I can. I actually don't think I can because I love all of them for different
Mm-hmm.
reasons. Um, for some reason, I find it easier for my last project, I in the Club. I think if I had to choose for that project, I would choose Troy.
Okay.
Just for some reason, that song is like marginally my favorite, but I still love the
Yeah.
rest. For this project, maybe just because it's not all out
Uh-huh.
yet. Um, I don't know. I can't pick.
No,
I
that's
just love all
fair.
of them.
It's like asking to pick like your favorite pet or like your favorite like kid or something.
Yeah, because like honestly, like it might sound narcissistic, but like my music is my favorite
Right,
music. Like
like
I listen to it, or like that's why I put it out, and I only put out songs I love. So I listen to my own songs like literally all the
I love
time on
that.
repeat.
Yeah.
So I just love it,
Have
it's
you ever
hard.
been like with your headphones on and someone asks what you're listening to and you're just like, it's myself.
Not really. I've never had that moment, like when it's like the TikTok one's like, "What are you
Yeah.
listening to?" I've never had that, but I've had it a lot of times where like I'm like really jamming out in my
Mm-hmm.
room to my music, and like someone will come in and I'll just be like completely embarrassed because I was like dancing on the
Yeah.
mirror to the mirror.
I love
So yeah, that's it really.
So your visual style feels just as bold and intentional as your music. How would you describe your personal aesthetic, and how does fashion play into your identity?
Wow, I love that question. Well, I've always loved fashion. And growing up, I was really into like, I just love like gothic
Mm-hmm.
vibes. I always picked like the most like gothic brat style. I just thought that was so cool. And I kind of just love like real statement pieces. And so as I've grown, like I don't know, I guess I've kind of naturally always incorporated a little bit of like an edgy
Mm-hmm.
style. And I just always like, I don't know, I just always took pride in dressing up. Like whenever I would like, I don't know, go out, even if it was like wear your own clothes day to school because I had like school
Oh,
uniform and
okay,
everything.
yeah.
I went this very like British vibes, you
Yep.
know. I would always like be planning the outfit to the T. And I'm like, I need to like, I don't know, I just like loved it. It was
Mm-hmm.
my favorite part of the whole thing. And like every time I go on a night out, like my favorite part is picking the outfit before. So, um, fashion has always been like a big way of expressing myself, I would
Yeah.
say. Um, and I would describe it probably as like, I don't know, I guess it's a mixture of like glam rock, Y2K. It's kind of ever changing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just a little bit in your face, probably a little bit attention seeking, but we
Yeah.
love
I love
it.
attention. Who doesn't,
Yeah, me too. I
right?
love attention as well. I can get more of
That's
it,
like,
you
I
know.
live in Oklahoma. It's like
Thank
conservative
you.
and not very cute, but I get so much attention when
Mm.
I dress cute because they're all like wearing cowboy boots and jeans, and I'm out there looking gay as hell, super cute. And they're like,
With your amazing
yeah,
pink
I'm like,
hair.
oh, okay.
Jealous.
So, how long have you had yellow hair? Has it been like a staple for you for a minute?
Oh wow, it's actually not been that long, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I knew I wanted to do it for this release cycle. For ages and ages, was trying to think of kind of yeah, just a way to stand out. Like with the what is that like the Halloween hair theory? Have you
Oh,
heard
where
of
you can
that?
like dress up as somebody else.
Yeah, so like you could easily dress up as someone like Ice Spice,
Uh
for
huh.
example, or even Lady Gaga because they've got real staple
Yeah.
looks. So I was like, okay, I need hair that is gonna be just making me stand out from the crowd. So then kind of thought of like piss yellow
Yeah.
because you can't really, you know, you can't really
Uh
avoid
huh.
it. I was just using a wig and then also like yellow hairspray for the first sort of few months of doing photo shoots and stuff. And then I just love to be on brand, like
Mm-hmm.
always. It's extremely important for me to be like, yeah, just anywhere I go, kind of, I guess, unforgettable in a
Definitely.
way. So I was like, I need to commit.
Yeah.
So I dyed my hair properly yellow, and I literally just love
I
it. I
love
love it
it.
so much.
I love that color of yellow too. Like people don't utilize that enough. Like the bright piss yellow. I love it. It's so sick.
Thank
Can I see
you.
your nails too?
Yeah, they're just like
Oh,
press-ons. Like
cute.
I should put them on today.
Yeah, I feel like you could already like dress up as you for Halloween.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love that. Like with
yeah.
nails as well.
Maybe I'll be you for Halloween this year.
I'll do it. I'll be you
No,
as well. We
literally.
can do
We'll just like
this.
switch wigs.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
So, what has been like the biggest challenge you faced in the music industry, like just in general?
Probably the extreme highs and lows. This is
Mhm.
actually a conversation I've been having consistently a lot, even like
Yeah.
recently. I'm always like very open about it and I speak about it in any interview I have, but I really suffer with my mental
Mhm.
health and I think and I think a lot of artists in particular do. That's kind of why we're crazy enough to go into
Yeah.
this line of work. But yeah, I think because it is just honestly constant rejection a lot
Mhm.
of the time and you know also people like getting up your hopes like almost confirming things are going to happen and then just dropping you at
Yeah.
the last minute so obviously that's kind of like not going to be like the nicest thing for anyone to go through but you know I honestly think it's an endurance test
Mhm.
this industry. I do think a lot of the time it's just like you just have to stay focused on what you believe in and be completely
Yeah.
delusional. Like I personally like just have to thrive on being completely
Mhm.
delusional, you know, to get
Oh,
through this
100%.
tough, you know. And another thing I would say is tough is I don't know. I would say just like the money
Mhm.
element is something that people don't love to speak about a
Yeah.
lot because it's just a bit of a taboo subject, but there is a real thing of like um nepo
Mm-hmm.
babies, and everything, which there's nothing wrong with at all. It just, you are kind of fighting against that sometimes
Yeah.
when you're a working class artist, and I don't think people, talk about it enough. So yeah, I would say those are the main things, but you just got to have great, surroundings, and like sorry, great like support
Mm-hmm.
system, and I think there's a lot to be said for that,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
Oh
I totally understand the having like this is I have completely other like work outside of this to keep me being able to do this.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then there's just some people that are just born into the right little niche. But
Yeah, which
well,
is
yeah,
great for them.
no hate.
There's so many amazing like nepo
Yeah, like
babies. I think
no hate
not to
there.
hate. No, not at
Mm-mm.
all. There's genuinely so many talented people out there who maybe came from a more comfortable background, but there definitely is a divide.
Yeah, definitely. How
Yeah.
much of your influence are you inspired by your environment that you're in? Like, do you find a lot of inspiration being in the
Ooh.
city?
So I live just outside of
Oh, okay.
London, but it's still very like kind of slightly
Uh huh.
city vibes. Mixture of like suburban and city. Do you know what? Like it is a mixture. So I have a song coming up on my project that nobody's heard yet, and it's kind of actually about that. It's actually more about like feeling like you don't fit
Mm-hmm.
in to your surroundings. So in a way, I think maybe just because I never particularly resonated with the community and things where I live, love them, but like didn't
Yeah.
quite resonate. Um, I think it pushed me to go completely the other
Mm-hmm.
direction, and like of course gotten a bit of a kick out of maybe like pushing their buttons and
Yeah.
being a bit like
Uh
I don't
huh.
know, annoying people with the yellow hair and this and
Yep.
that. It seems like maybe you're
I
the same
love to
with
push
that.
buttons. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think like maybe without like if I hadn't grown up in that environment, I don't know, maybe I'd be very
Yeah.
different. But I get inspired by many things. Like another song that's gonna come out soon was very inspired by like a trip to LA, and you can really hear that in
Mm-hmm.
the sound. So yeah, I guess I'm inspired in many different ways by wherever I am at the
Yeah,
time.
definitely. Do you see yourself
Yeah.
ever living in a different country besides London or a different city?
Oh, I mean, I would love to live in LA. I mean, America is like honestly crazy and scary right
Oh
now.
yeah,
So
it's a lot.
I don't know, just to say it, sorry, it's just like
No,
very scary.
it's horrifying. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's just everything that's
Yeah.
happening, especially in the trans community is like I can't deal with it. But yeah, I mean I would love to live in LA, or at least I've always said I wanted to go between LA and London. So
Yeah.
that would kind of be me, but I can see myself as like a little iconic old
Mm-hmm.
lady just somewhere like in Bali, just living it up. I
Yes.
don't
I
know,
can totally see that
with my
too.
little studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like going somewhere tropical
Mm-hmm.
vibes at the end. So
Yeah, I want to be by the beach so bad. I'm like
yeah. Do
8 hours
you?
away. So it's literally just like
Yeah, where would you
flat.
like to live?
I'm sorry?
Where would you like to live? What's your
Oh, I
dream?
would love to live in like my ultimate dream would be like Malibu.
Would it? Oh my
Yeah.
God, I would love
Just like sitting
to
like
too.
I could be neighbors with Gaga and we could go get coffee.
Yes, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
That's like
I'll
the
come see
dream.
you
No,
and
yeah, you
invite
can come hang out.
me. I love that.
So, if you had unlimited money and budget for one particular project, like it could be your own tour or like a crazy merch item or like a festival of your own, what would you do?
Oh my gosh, wow. Do you know what? I actually think like I would probably just use it for the rollout of like my first debut
Mhm.
album, but and I would make it entirely like a crazy visual
Yeah.
album and an experience, because I really like I love visuals, but I am often limited by money and
Mhm.
budget. So if I had that, I would love to just make it like so interactive, and we could even incorporate some kind of like live event
Yeah.
with it. That I just think there's so many things you could do with that. But I don't know. I love doing music videos and creating a whole world around
Mhm.
Nova May stuff. So yeah, maybe doing like a visual album would be my
Yeah,
dream. Yeah.
definitely. And I want to say like I'm so obsessed with the way that you make music, but not just like the
Uh-huh.
music itself, but like you're creating an entire world. And like for me,
Thank you.
someone that grew up with not very much pop music, and like not a lot of other people like me, I used pop music and escaped into those worlds people built. And so like
Yeah.
you doing that for other people too is just so impactful and helps like people like me who weren't always surrounded by people similar, but we can escape to the world that you're creating.
Oh, don't. That's so nice to hear. Thank you, because that's exactly what I want to do, because it kind of does that for me whenever I'm having like a bad
Mm-hmm.
time. Like creating the music like really lets me escape. So it literally, if that helps other people in the same way,
Yeah.
then that is all I could ask
Yeah.
for. So thank you for
I
saying
like you can there's some people where you just like they just do the thing and like the music sounds good, but when you're listening to your music, you're like fully immersed in a different universe and you can
that.
see that
Oh,
it's authentic and I really love it.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah. Okay, I have one final question going
Okay,
off
go.
the royal theme of Pop Palace. So you're
Yes.
sitting on your royal throne and you can have two or three musical influences or idols surrounding you that like are sharing your throne with you. Who would you pick?
Oh well, it has to be Lady Gaga. I can't
Mm-hmm.
lie. Like I've even got Gaga tattooed on me.
Stop. I
Like she
love.
just she's just my absolute queen. Like on my I've got like a vision board, and I've created like a little like gold record that says Nova Mix Lady Gaga. So
Oh my god.
I would show her my vision board. Who else would I have? I think I would have Miley Cyrus,
Mm-hmm.
because I honestly am just a Hannah Montana girly till I
Yep.
die. And I mean, God rest his soul, but I would have Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
If I could have him as a ghost or
Uh-huh.
alive again. Like I just think he's one of the best performers that there has ever been, and he's inspired me so much. I would have so many others, but if I had to pick three, I
That's a
think,
really good
oh, Rihanna
choice.
as
You
well.
can add another
Rihanna
if
as
you
well.
have another.
I
Yeah.
can't have Rihanna.
Okay,
Yeah,
period.
I need to so far.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know is Gaga going to London for the Mayhem Ball?
Oh, do you know what? I think so. I mean, I couldn't get any kind of tickets,
Yeah,
sad
it's
time. But yeah, I
I
think
got
so.
to see her for
Mm.
Chromatica and it changed my life.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I brought my mom.
I mean,
Yeah,
hell
she
yeah.
loved
Did she
it.
love
Yes. She's a big Joanne fan. But I was
it? Is she?
yes.
That's one
Yeah, I'm like,
of the
okay,
mums.
girl. She's a little monster.
I love that you went with your mum though. Like,
Yes.
I think that's such a nice bonding experience.
Mhm.
What about that way with Lady
Yeah,
Gaga,
it was awesome.
There you go.
Well,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you so much for joining me. This was such a lovely
Cool.
conversation.
Oh no, I loved it. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. Great. And yeah, we'll speak
Yes.
soon and have a good
Have a
rest
good
of your day.
day.
Okay, love.
Bye.
Speak to you soon. Bye. Bye.